good evening. Welcome to the Blue Fern Yarn podcast. This is episode 32, and I'm very sorry that it has been such a long time since the last one. So my name is Shannon. I live in Norwich in Norfolk with my partner Tom and my baby cat Bennett. I call him a baby cat. He is huge. I may put a little pop a little picture in there of him. He is, because we've had such lovely weather, he is out and about and we don't see him much in the summer. He likes to lay in the shade and he'll come in and shout at us for some food and then he's off out again. Bearing in mind he's always got food here, he just needs to be guided to his food bowl. Today is Monday the 11th of July. And it is in the evening. I was going to try and record before my day job started, but unfortunately I just didn't get around to doing that. So we're recording after my day job has finished. So hopefully we will stick with enough light. It is summer, so hopefully we will. It looks a bit clouded over out there, but it is still quite bright. So we'll see how we go and hopefully the lighting isn't too bad. Yes, so I haven't recorded for a while. There's lots of different reasons for that. And I kind of don't really know where to start. So there's lots of reasons why I haven't recorded for a while, but it also delayed further recording because I got a little bit overwhelmed with like the amount of things that I wanted to show you guys. There is a lot to show you, so I'm going to split this over a few episodes. So some of it you'll see now, some of it we'll see next time, and some of it time after that. Or if it's like a garment and I wear it, I'll talk to you about it when I wear it. But yes, there is a number of things. There's a couple of sample knits which will be shown over the next few podcasts as well. Yeah, there's also projects that have been done, finished, blocked, sent out and given to friends and family. So I may or may not talk about them, but I don't know. We shall see. So today I have got some sort of admin-y stuff that I'd like to talk to you about. Some finished objects, some whips, a new hobby which I picked up recently and absolutely love. And a little bit of what's going on, and again I've got a few purchases, but again they'll be shown either when I use them or on a quieter episode or anything like that, because I think this might be a bit of a long one, but we shall see. So a little bit about me. I'm Shannon. I am the face dyer, designer and everything in between behind Blue Fern Yarns. You can find my hand-dyed yarns and other knitting, higher knitting needles, crochet hooks, other notions, patterns, some project bags made by my mum, who sometimes comes on the podcast, but not today, unfortunately. All of those can be found on my website, which is bluefernyarns.co.uk. There should have been a screen right at the front of this episode, hopefully, if I remember to put it in, which will have all this information. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry and Facebook, and obviously YouTube, because you're here with me now, hopefully, as Blue Fern Yarns. I'm literally, it's been a while and I'm trying to remember everything, so I'm really sorry that I keep saying I will try not to, and I nearly did it then. So we also have, you can also contact me through any of those ways. Please note, if you contact me through Facebook, I don't always get the message. I don't know why. I have tried to find out why, tried different ways to get the notifications and things like that, but for some reason I don't always get them. And then for some reason they also disappear completely. So if you could avoid Facebook, that would be great for messaging. I do see like notifications if you comment on things, like things and stuff like that. It's just messages that seem to disappear. But yeah, Instagram's fine, or if you want, you can pop me an email at bluefernYarns@gmail.com. And I do try and get through my emails at least every third day. So if you haven't heard from me straight away, I do respond at least within 2 to 3 days, sometimes a lot quicker than that. And yes, what other admin-y stuff? So the podcast is mainly about my knitting crafty journey, things that I like doing. There is a lot of knitting. There is a bit of crochet. There is going to be a bit of my new hobby going forwards. So if you do enjoy the podcast, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know about future episodes or anything like that, please do subscribe. I am also running a continuous make-along, and all announcements are done through YouTube on that make-along. There is also a... Hang on, let's go back. So the make-along, it's a continuous make-along. So what that means is it will go on and on and on until Blue Fern Yarns is no more. What it is if you make a project which uses 50% or more of Blue Fern Yarns in that project. So you could make a jumper, for example, and you could, I don't know, use 2 different skeins and alternate it with my yarn and somebody else's, for example. Or you could make a pair of socks and use half my yarn and half somebody else's, or all my yarn. It's entirely up to you. It's 50% or more. You can enter it in to win some goodies at the end of every quarter. I draw prizes at the end of March, so you can enter for the 1st of January to the 31st of March, 1st of April to the 30th of June, 1st of July through to the 30th of September, and again 1st of October through to the 31st of December. So at the end of every quarter I will draw prizes, and the winners will be announced on this podcast only. There is 2 ways you can enter. You can enter in on Ravelry, and there is a thread on there. All of this detail will be popped down below. And also there is a way to enter on Instagram, where you just use the hashtag on a finished object, and it is Blue Fern Yarns FOs. Don't forget the S, because if the S is not there right at the end, because I know a couple of people have used that, it will not enter into the giveaway, unfortunately. Please do enter. I love seeing all your projects using my yarns, the different ways that you use them. Sometimes you double them up with different things, and it's just so lovely seeing all those kinds of things that I just don't have the time to knit every single item ever, as much as I would love to. But yeah, that would be great. So as I said, I draw every quarter. This is the first episode that I'm recording since the end of June, and I have drawn prizes. I've drawn a winner. Sorry, I haven't drawn prizes. I've drawn a winner. And the winner is from Instagram, and it is Mama P's Creations. So I think that's Paula. So congratulations, Paula. Thank you very much for entering. She won, and I will pop up a couple of pictures somewhere around here. She won, and she entered in a what was it? It was my yak painting honeycombs shawl. So I did the yak kits for it, and she did the shawl, and it's absolutely gorgeous. She's done the colours ever so slightly different to the way I've done mine, and I love seeing them. The ways you guys do them, which is different to the way that I do it, and I love it. It's just brilliant. I love seeing them. So yes, Paula, thank you for entering, and you have won. You can pick a skein of yarn from my website, and I will also be packaging up a few extra little goodies in there for you as well, so please do get in touch. All the ways that you can get in touch is down below. On to FOs. We have got a few. As I said, I'm going to distribute them over the next couple of episodes, but there are a couple that I would really love to show you straight up, and I'm just pulling fluff off of one of them. So the first one I would like to share with you is my, well, I'll show it to you. It's this gorgeous little tee and I have used my Oceans collection. So I will run through the colours quickly. So the yarn is my 4-ply platinum base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And you've got Arctic just up here. Then it fades into Antarctic. Then you've got Pacific, Atlantic just here. And then it goes into Indian Ocean. And oh my gosh, I love this collection. Really, I love this collection so much. It's something that it's been in the planning for a long time. I even wrote down how I would potentially dye them with the different ideas of mixes and things like that. And they have worked out so much better than I thought they would, and I love it. So I used 50 grams of each colour, and then when I faded it over 5 different rows. So there are 5 rows between each fade, and I just used the helical knitting technique, which means you alternate colours every other row anyway. And yeah, that's what I did. So the pattern is the notebook. This is why I have a notebook, because if not, I would never get a podcast done. So it's called The Simple Stripes by Subi Knits, and I have done I haven't, my mum's knit one for me. And it's greens and yellows, and blues, I think, as well. I'm going to say I haven't, it's my mum. But we've got one done. If I can, I'll put a picture up to the side here. What I've done is I've used the exact same pattern for this, but obviously I haven't done the stripes. But I don't care. I love the fit of this. I think it fits really nicely. And I think that, well, it's my knitting. I'll knit if I want to. I love it. It is really nice. I absolutely love this. I love the drape of it. I love the fit of it. I knit can't remember if they give them numbers or if they go small, large, medium, whatever. Obviously that is not the order that it would be written in. But I knit the 4th one along, and I just gave it short sleeves. I think for the sleeves I did about 2, 4, 6. So I did 16 rounds of stockinette, and then I put the ribbed cuff on the sleeve. And that was it. I did what I always do when I'm knitting the body, that I get bored and I'm sat down and I think, yeah, that's about right, that's the good length and things like that. It wasn't. It was so cropped that I had to unpick the cast off and then redo it. So yes, but I still used only 50 grams of each colour. As you can sort of see, I could have used, actually I don't even think I used the full 50 for this. I'm pretty sure, it's all written on my Ravelry, so I will pop that on the screen. Pretty sure I only used like 23, 24 grams of the Arctic, and I could have used a little bit more, which could have then made it a bit longer, because the rest of them I used as much as possible, and literally ended up with tiny little scraps. But yes, so anyway, I feel like I've talked a lot already. I do that. But yes, I love this top. It is so nice and so flattering. And I love it. So, yeah. The next one I would like to talk about is, and I'm kind of doing them in sort of order of when I finished them. So, I did a collaboration with Emma from Elgin Woodcraft, and we did a bag and sock set. So she created this gorgeous bag, and we also did a swap yarn for a bag, and yes, very lucky. So she had this, we called it Party in the Park. She had this gorgeous fabric and I just absolutely love it, with the little hares, owls, the trees, the you've got hedgehogs in there. Yeah, it's just so cute, and the butterflies and the mushrooms, and then the little bunting, which was so pretty. And then I dyed some yarn to go with the fabric of this bag. It hasn't got any project in there. It's been lined with this gorgeous green colour. Love that. Anyway, so yeah, hasn't got a project in there at the moment, but it will have hopefully very soon. And I have done two, like proof, but I'm going to hold this one up closer. So I knit a pair of socks for myself, and it was finished a little while ago, but this is the yarn that I dyed up for Party in the Park. I'm going to hold it up really close so you can see it, and it's just absolutely stunning. And you've got this gorgeous tonal brown for the heel and the toe. So I cast on 64 stitches on a 2.5mm needle. I'm quite a tight knitter when it comes to socks. I just think it's the small needles. I pull it a little bit tighter than I need to. But anyway, I also did a drop hem, which is or drop cuff, hem, cuff, whatever it is. And it's the first time I've ever done that, and I'm so pleased with how it looks. I don't think I'm going to do it all the time, because I'm pretty sure that when I had to go around and pick up the stitches on the inside, pretty sure it took me as long as it would have done if I were to just knit a ribbed cuff. It took ages, basically. It may get quicker if I do it more, I don't know. I think I will do it again, because I thought it was quite a fun way to do it. But we'll see. All I did was the standard sort of heel flap and gusset, and a wedge toe, which if you hold it flat, it kind of looks like that. Yeah, that's all I did. Trying to think if there is anything else I can tell you about them. I love this yarn. I used a different dye technique to what I normally do, because I wanted something slightly more special, slightly more unique compared to what I've done in the past, and I'm really pleased with it. And obviously it's green, which I am still loving at the moment. You can almost tell by my super green nails. Yeah, it's what it is. So yes, and that was great, and it was such good fun. Just chatting with Emma, coming up with different ideas and things that we could do, and yeah, it was so fantastic. We both sold out really quickly, but you never know, we may do something else again in the future, but we will see. I've got another finished object, and if you do follow me on Instagram, you may have seen it in various photos already. It is very quickly becoming one of my favourite shawls, and it's going to be way too big to show on here in one go. So I'm going to pop a picture in, hopefully that will have appeared and then will disappear again. But yes, so this is my Viante, and did I write down who the pattern is from? No, I'll pop that on the screen. So it's the Viante by the person on the screen, and it was very kindly sample knitted for me by a lovely lady called Fiona, and it is massive. It just keeps going and going and going, and oh, I love it. So it is knitted out of so I call it my Lush lace base, and it is a non-superwash yarn, which is 80% extra fine merino and 20% silk. And it is just knit. I dyed my Winter Lake colourway. So this yarn is very, very fine, so it doesn't take speckles very well, but for lightly variegated it is stunning. It really takes the colour very, very well. So it's like a bluey grey tone, and then you've got the little pops of colour over it when it knits up. So when it's in the skein, I'm going to pop a picture up again if I can. I'm giving myself a lot of work here. When it's in the skein, it looks very, very different to how it knits up, and this is sort of how it knits up, and hopefully you will have seen how it looks in the skein. And I love this way of dyeing. To me, this screams hand-dyed yarn, and it is gorgeous. So let's talk about the shawl, shall we? Fiona has done an amazing, amazing job. The shawl, if you've not seen the Viante before, is actually knit, I'm trying to get my arm all the way through it, is actually knit in the round, so you can see that you kind of go all the way through. You can wear it as a poncho because it's lace as well. It's so lightweight, the drape is just stunning. You've got this gorgeous, let's turn it around this way. So I think that's where like the increases go. So you've got sort of a bit of a V there. If you were to wear it as a poncho, you'd see the V, but because of the way that I wear it, I don't really see it that much. So let's just show you sort of how I wear it. Hopefully you'll get some sort of idea. I am sat on the sofa, which is not ideal because I keep feeling like I'm sinking in the sofa and you can't see much. But this is sort of how I would wear it. Change the camera. Oh, that didn't. Sorry about that. I'd lost my headphone, which meant I'd lost my speaker, which meant you probably wouldn't have heard me too much. It's all back. We're done. So this is sort of how I would wear it almost for the summer. While it's still quite warm, I want my shoulders out so then I can actually get some air on them because it is very, very warm. But what you can also do is, or what I have also done, when it's slightly cooler, is you can let it drop and it will go around your shoulders quite nicely. It still looks just as lovely as ever. You can wear it sort of round your shoulders like that, and you could throw that bit over the side, over the back, and you've got a bit of a drapey bit sort of falling down here, which is just as lovely. But there are so many different ways you can wear it. You can wear it as a poncho. I am going to take it off because it is very, very warm in here today, or this evening, should I say. But yeah, it's very much one of my favourite knits. I didn't knit it, so I can't tell you what it was like, but it was very kindly sample knitted, and I love it. I just love it. I can't rave about it enough. I will be creating some kits with a few different colours of the same dye technique, so if you are interested, stay tuned. Not to this episode, but to my website, or you can subscribe and I will let you know when they're available. But yeah, there will be some kits with this beautifully soft yarn. For the yarn, when I sell it, I've got in one skein you get 1200 meters, so you can sort of hopefully gauge how fine it is. I hold that right up. Again, you might be able to sort of see how fine the yarn is, but it is gorgeous. And there's a little bit of the lace detail as well. But yeah, oh, I love it. I do wear it a lot. So thank you so much, Fiona, if you do watch. I'm not 100% sure if you do, but thank you so much. I really do love it. And yeah, so then I've got one more finished object, half sort of finished object. So this one is actually a very quick knit. I cast it on Saturday, and Saturday just gone, and today is obviously the Monday, which I said earlier. And I finished it and cast it off last night. So this, it's not blocked, it's not got its pom-pom, which is the thing you need to add to it to make it a finished object after it's blocked, according to Tom. So I'm going to unroll the ribbing. So this is the Simple Pleasures hat by Pearl Soho. It is only the second hat I have ever knit, and I'm kind of proud of that. But I love it. I love it so much to the point where I've already found the yarn that I'm going to make myself one. And I have also contacted, so the yarn that I'm going to use is a yarn by Ducky Darlings, and I've also contacted them to ask if they've got a Suri silk of it, and they have, so I'm going to purchase that. But I've already got the main colour. So this is, I love this construction. So the ribbing, hem, bit, whatever you want to call it, is 2 fingering weights held double. Then you drop one of those lines. You drop one basically, and you pick up a, I think it says mohair, but I've used Suri silk, and I've just used Suri silk undyed because I really didn't want to take away from the yarn. And the yarn is, so it's Felt Fusion. And it is called Disco Balls. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and you get 425 meters per 100 grams. And I love it. I absolutely love the way it works out. This is a hat for Tom, so I've knit the largest size on the pattern. It's a free pattern. And one of the other things that I love about it, it says it's knit until it measures a certain length, so you don't actually have to count rows or anything like that. The decreases are done very, very quickly, which create this really nice, like, gathered crown, I suppose you'd call it. And Tom loves it, and I love it, and I'm so, so pleased. So yes, it's my second hat I've ever knit, and I'm going to be casting on my own one fairly soon, but it will be the same pattern, but different colour, because this is not really my colours. I'd wear this as a sock, not this specifically because it's a hat, but I'd wear this colour as the sock, but I wouldn't wear it with a hat or garment or gloves or anything like that. But it's just stunning. It's got like the little pops of neon all the way through it, which is very much a Tom thing. And yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it. It's a great knit. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't put it down, even though it's Suri silk and it's hot weather. I still wanted to knit on it. But yeah, so this took 56 grams of the platinum 4-ply, and then, what was it? I think it was only like 7 or 8 grams of the Suri silk. It was such a tiny amount of the Suri silk. And I just used a skein that I had that was undyed. Yeah, love it. Love it. And yeah, so now that I've shown you, he can probably have it. Not that he's going to wear it at the moment because it is way, way, way too hot. But anyway, on to some whips. So I'm going to show you a different one first. So this is another Eldenwood bag. It was my first Eldenwood bag that I'd ever got from Emma. It is stunning. I think she had like a reel or something of some fabric, and it wasn't even shown as a proper bag or something like that. And I just went, oh my god, are you using that fabric for a bag? I can't find it on your website. Please tell me when you'll have it. And again, we did a yarn swap for a project bag, so I sent her a few bundles and she sent me this gorgeous bag, and I think this is her midi size. Pretty sure it's her midi size. She's got her gorgeous logo, so you can see half that way and then fold it over. You've got the other half there. It's just got a white lining on the inside. It's very well made, so it does stand up, which, you know, I love a bucket of a project bag. And you do have, is it 2 pockets? Yeah, there's 2 pockets in there, but I don't really use the pockets that often. But yeah, love it. So that's the project bag. And if you've been here before, you will know what may be hiding in this bag. So this is my cozy comfort blanket, and I'm just going to come back a little bit and hope that you can see most, if not all, of this. It is huge now. So I'm just going to pop that down there. I'm going to start at the bottom. So right at the bottom, so this is being made out of my monthly palette clubs that I'm doing. We are up to July because the way that I'm doing it is I'm dyeing them all up, so then they're all out with people prior to the start of the month that it relates to. So then that way, basically you can knit it on the month that it refers to, which I think is fun. I love that. And yeah, so we have got, right at the beginning here, this was just a sample set that I had done because I found it really difficult to try and explain what I wanted to do. So yes, from these 5 colours are just a sample set. Then you've got January in here, then it goes up to February, March, then you've got April here. This is going to get really, really difficult to show you. Then you've got sort of May and June, and then just at the top 5 here you've got July. So I think the last time I showed you I had April on there, and I've done May, June and July since it's last been seen on the podcast at least. And I absolutely love it. I really, really am enjoying this palette club. I wonder if that'll... There you go, you can see hopefully all of the colours together. I have dyed up August. I just need to skein them up. But they won't be going out until the end of the month. There's like 2 more colours that I just need to do. But I know exactly, I've tested them, I just need to dye them up. But yeah, so I love this. Really enjoying it. I found it a bit of a challenge on certain colours. Some of them have been a bit more difficult to get. I also struggled with July. So these are the July ones. I'm very, very happy with them. But the first green actually matches my nails a bit, which is kind of cool. Didn't notice that before. And I've got fluff in my eye. That'll be because of the Suri silk, sorry. Yeah, so first time I dyed up the July sets, and I thought I was happy with them. They were lovely colours, but just wasn't quite right with the image. So what I do is I pick an image every month and then dye the colours that come from that image into yarn, and that creates a set. So you get a set of 5 20-gram mini skeins in either 4-ply or DK. And yeah, I am loving it. I didn't like the initial ones, so July did go out a little bit late. It happens, I suppose. I'm sure if you've ever dyed yarn before, you can't always guarantee that the colour's going to be the exact same. We all do our best to make sure they are. But it's part of the fun of hand-dyed yarn. And I love that about hand-dyed yarn. There's almost like no 2 skeins are exactly alike. And I love that. Even if it's like a tonal solid colour, you can see here that this has got like slight variegation all the way through it, which I love. Love it. I should have brought a drink in, but never mind. Oh, hang on. I did bring a drink in. It's just water, nothing fancy. But yeah, so really loving that project, loving that pattern as well. So that pattern is the Cozy Comfort Blanket, which is a pattern I designed. It's available on my website and on Ravelry. I will link all of this down below as well. Yeah, and it is a crochet pattern, just to say it's not knitted, it is a crochet one. It's a very simple stitch. It's paid for £1, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you all of it. And another whip that I've got, which I cast on yesterday because it got too hot to work with a series silk at one point, so I had to put that one down. It's living in my little dinosaur bag, which is one of my favourite fabrics. I think it is even my first project bag. I bought it from the Fibre Fox. I can't even say I bought it. I didn't buy it. My nan bought it from me from the Fibre Fox at East Anglian. No, not East Anglian Yarn Festival. That's the wrong one. Didn't even exist back then. Oh my gosh, where was it? It was Fibre East. My mum will be sat here shouting at the TV when she watches. Oh, when she watches this. So yeah, so it was Fibre East. It was either 2018 or 2019. I cannot remember. No, can't remember. And I think it's her mum who makes them, but my nan bought this for me because I saw it and I just had to have it. I was going to buy it anyway, but my lovely nan offered to buy it for me, which was so nice. And in here I have some gorgeous yarn. So I'm going to show you the yarn first and hopefully not get too tangled up. So the yarn is by Ducky Darlings. It's gorgeous. And where is it? It's called, it says Sock Club, so it's the June club that they're doing, and it's the Pick and Mix Sock Club, I believe it is. And it's superwash merino, 120 grams, 4-ply. I'm pretty sure it's the merino nylon blend, but it doesn't say that on the label, but it feels the same, and because I work with it a lot, I'm pretty sure it is that one. I don't think it's 100% merino. At least I hope not, because I'm making socks, so I don't want them to get ruined very quickly. But anyway, so this is a sock club for June, and how gorgeous are these colours? So you've got the 20 gram mini, which is this gorgeous deep coral-y colour, and then you've got this gorgeous skein. There you go. Let me hide behind the skein so it will actually focus on the colour, hopefully. How gorgeous is that? You've got blues, greens, yellows, I think you've got corals and pinks in there. You've got some darker blue bits. Oh, I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So yes, I've caked them up. And you may see there's some strands coming down. So I'm trying a new technique for me, and that is to knit 2 at a time. Because I quite often knit a sock and then I leave it for months and months and months, and then by the time I'm doing the second one, I'm like, I'm really bored of it, but I'm doing 2 at a time. So, and because I use DPNs, I've got DPN cases. So they're both from Elliot Craft House Magic. This little bee one, it's got bee motif, I've had for a little while, but this is a new one that I bought recently. And again, look, almost perfect. Perfect match. So yeah, it's just this gorgeous gorgeous needles. It's not needles, is it? It's gorgeous yarn, which has got some knitting needles on it actually. So love it, and it's got bright bold blue in there. I love bright colours, I just don't wear them. And I have done, so I'm doing 2 at a time, just to sort of prove that I'm doing 2 at a time. So you can see 2. I'm going to show you this one. It's slightly longer because I just need to do one more repeat on that one. So I've done a 2x2 twisted rib, and I've done a little fun thing on the cuff just because I wanted to, really. And this pattern is the Witch Elm Socks by Emma Potter. And I love it. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can just about see all the detail in there. So the colour is stunning. And then you've also got the texture as well, which is this sort of stitch that goes across the yarn, and it is lovely. It just makes it really, really variegated, and I really enjoy it. I think I also want to do this pattern on a plain sock, on a plain colour, because I think that will really, really show up, and I just think it will be lovely. Yeah, very well written pattern. I mean, I haven't done too much. I can't remember if the pattern actually said 2x2 rib, and I did twisted rib as well. Again, a 64 stitch sock, and yeah, loving it. Love the pattern. Kind of enjoying doing the 2 at a time. Again, that's something I've not done before. I'm trying to do a few different techniques that I've not done to see if they make it more enjoyable or not. But yeah, so I'm pulling, if I don't get tangled again, one from the outside, one from the middle, and just seeing how I go with it. So far, all good. Hopefully I will have a pair of socks at the end. We shall see. I might not. I might only decide to finish one and then not the other for a few months, and then moan at myself because I haven't finished it. What do they call it? Second sock syndrome. But either way, I'm enjoying it so far. I quite like the fact that they're both being done, so in theory by the time I finished one I've only got a few rounds to finish the other. It feels quite nice to do it. It sounds quite good that I'm doing it and I'm sticking to it so far. We shall see. So yes, that's all my knitting and crochet that I'd like to show you, but I would also like to show you a new hobby of mine. Bear with me because I have got to get it. It's all over there and I didn't quite bring it close enough. So bear with me. I have, so I had my birthday on the 17th of June, so last month. And every year Tom never knows what to get me, because if I want something I tend to get it myself. I don't often wait. It does quite often infuriate my family. If I want it, I've worked for it, I've earned the money, I can afford it. So that's my justification for doing that. Yeah, not that I need to justify it, but I feel like I always need to justify myself, although I think we should all stop trying to justify it. So I got it's called an Inklet loom. So if I turn it around, this is sort of what it looks like. It is an Ashford loom, and they are a New Zealand based company, but you can buy them in the UK. There are a variety of different places that you can buy them. This one was actually bought from the Threshing Barn, and I will pop all of that down below. I'm just going to make myself a note because I didn't make myself a note on that one. Okay, so this is called an Inklet loom. Now, I'm going to blame my Aunt Susan for this one. We went to a sort of wool fair which was based in just outside Wroxham, here in East Anglia, and it was beginning of June, I think. Must have been either end of May, beginning of June. Met the cutest Angora rabbits ever, and now I want an Angora rabbit. I'll pop a picture in because he's so cute. He is a smoky English Angora and he's beautiful, but we also met some other little baby ones as well. We got to meet some little lambs, and Susan was feeding them hay, which was so sweet. Yes, and it was run by the Wroxham Guild, and they are, is it the Spinning and Weaving Guild? hold on, I don't think, oh okay, so it says weavers, spinners and dyers, and this one is actually the Norwich one, because I'm based in Norwich, so I am thinking of joining. I just need to figure out a few times and stuff. Yeah, so this is the Norwich one. They have got them all over the place. There's one in Wroxham. I believe they've got like a coastal Norfolk one as well. Yeah, so there's, I'm pretty sure they're all over the UK. I would assume, I'm not sure. And while we were there, Susan got to have a go at weaving on a, I think the loom was like from the 1500s or something like that. It was such an old loom, but it was still working, and she had a go. She really enjoyed it. There were a couple of yarn stalls there was some fibre stalls, there was some very, very cleverly made like yarn craft spinning type tools. Yeah, it was really, really lovely. There were little stalls for some handmade items as well. Yeah, it was a really, really nice day actually. Gorgeous weather as well. And obviously we had coffee and cake, or I had tea and cake. Susan had the coffee while we were there because it'd be rude not to. And yeah, it was just a really lovely morning out. We also got to watch other people spin. We got to watch other people like loom. What do they do if they're looming? They're not looming. Weave. I have a little Inkle loom and I don't even know what it is. I say that I'm looming. I'm not looming. It's weaving. So he's sort of like weaving. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you'll realise this is not a professional podcast, and also I don't take anything too serious, and I hope you don't either. Anyway, so weaving, and oh my God, I was totally obsessed, and I just saw some of the different patterns that you could do and the things that you could make from them. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. It was such a lovely day, and I immediately knew that I wanted to have a go. I really wanted to have a go at the Inkle loom, and I will show you a few things that I've made. They're not perfect yet, but I do plan on making better ones. So yeah, and it's so much fun. Hopefully in future videos you may see this warped up, so then I'm trying to think of the right terminology now. Warped up, I may be working on it. Yeah, I don't know. So it's quite small. So you've got the Inkle loom, which I believe is a bit bigger. This is an Inklet, so it is, I believe it's the smallest loom. There are other ones where they're like, I couldn't quite figure out how they worked, but you've got one that was like a square and you pull it through the middle and you move the yarn round the square. I couldn't understand that one. Couldn't get my head around that one, it was too much. But this was, you just go back and forth after you've warped it. It seemed a little bit easier. So Tom, for my birthday, very kindly bought me this. I'm going to put it down because I feel like I'm throwing it around everywhere. He also bought me the Inkle Pattern Directory by Anne Dixon. And it is such a good book. So if you are interested in weaving, it is obviously for these sort of straps, because it is the Inkle loom. You can't really get very big items on there because you've only got that much space to sort of warp. But yeah, so there are so many different, you can see on the front here, you've got so many different ways you can do it, different patterns. It goes through how you like basic equipment. I'm not going to show it too much because obviously it is a paid for book. Goes like how you start and finish. Goes through the very, very basics of how you warp it up and what warp creates what texture and image, or not texture because the texture should be the same, but like the images, and you've got like different ones here. yeah, you can do like a tubular one, so you can do sort of like laces and stuff, which I thought might be quite fun. You can use different thickness of yarns, cottons, wool, whatever, and then you've got like loads of different patterns, but it goes through. We're not even halfway through it. Oh, there's even a section. Didn't notice that. There's even a section at the back which gives you a chart so you can figure out your own designs. You can have some with fringe edges on them, which is quite cool. You can do beading. I don't know if that's actually going to show you there. Beading. You can even, it shows you how you can actually sew onto it. So this is kind of cool, where you got like almost Christmas trees just here. Quite like that one. Yeah, loads of different ideas and patterns. That's quite cool, where you've got like the little flowers. You can do lettering, which is quite clever. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through that entirely because I will be here forever. I'm pretty sure you guys have got better things to do, but I would like to show you some of the things that I have been making. I have done a few. I am just going to pop these out. So they're just in a paper bag at the moment. So the first one, because I was so eager to start and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, Ashford do provide a little booklet with it which shows you how you warp up the loom and how you very, very basics. This Inkle pattern directory goes into a lot more detail, but to start off, the Ashford one does absolutely fine. And as you can see, I was so eager, I didn't even warp up a big enough strap, and you can see it is totally wonky. It is not pretty at all. I just wanted to warp it up and have a go. Like this bit, like I don't even know what the hell was going on at that bit. I don't know. I've also noticed that you need to pick colours that have got a slightly stronger contrast to each other to really show up. So that was my first ever attempt. It is not good. It is quite messy. Although I think towards the end I got it a little bit neater. And I'm not going higher than that because then it goes all funny. So I did a little bit that was quite cute. So yeah, and I didn't warp it up very much at all. I don't know the terminology, but I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did 12 rounds on the loom in total. It's what it is, isn't it? Then another one that I did. Was that my first one afterwards, or was that one? I think it was this one. So I've got a couple here of this one. So what I've done is I've actually turned them into like key rings. So you've got like what I'm calling a wristlet because it's big enough to go on your wrist. And I've just attached some, they call it hardware. It's just fob stuff, I suppose. You can attach your keys on there. You can attach fobs or anything like that, but you can also do like lanyards, which is pretty cool. Quite a decent sort of size, I think. Yeah, and these are all done using complete scraps of hand-dyed yarn, because that's what I've got a lot of. So yeah, there's a lanyard. There is obviously these two, which you can see compared to the first go, it gets a lot better. Still not perfect because there are some wobbly edges in there, but like I don't know if you can see it there. It goes really, really wobbly. But yeah, I'm quite happy for it. I'm pretty sure that was my second attempt. I think these were my third attempt. And again, I've attached key rings to them because why not? Then I've got, I think it was those ones. So that's another attempt. Again, very, very wonky. Not perfect, but they're kind of fun. I really like them. I love the texture that it does on them. So you can see that some of it's dropped. Some of it's hand-dyed yarn. So you've got like the speckles, which is quite cool, but obviously you've got the solid colour on the outside. I have also got this one, which you may recognise the yarn if I remember where I put my sock. So I had leftovers from my sock collaboration that I did, and I've turned them into a couple of key rings, and I may have sent one out this morning to a friend of mine. Hopefully she likes it, but we shall see. But I just thought it was a bit of fun, and you can see like the speckles that is in the sock when it's knitted, so you can see all the speckles just in here, little brown pops. You can see that they do pop through here a little bit as well. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Tom had asked for a key ring as well, so I have done one for him, which is getting a little bit neater and neater. Every time I do it, I think it's neater and neater, which is hopefully quite a good thing. So he wanted, it's not quite checks, because that's what he wanted. I don't think I pulled it tight enough. So they're kind of like little logs. Dropped another one. But yeah, I think it's quite cool, and he's got it on his keys, which is so lovely. Whenever he takes his keys out or anything like that, I get to see it. It's very, very cool. I have also got, these are just different sizes, very different sizes. But yeah, so these were supposed to be like a flower. I don't think it quite worked out for me, but you know, first attempt at another different pattern. Again, you can see actually that it does get neater and neater every time. Don't know if you can see. So where they're quite loose, you can see all the stitches, but these are a little bit tighter. And my last one, my latest one that I've done, I'm not going to show you that end because that end's very, very messy. But again, it was hand-dyed yarn, speckles, and it is very, very neat. These create very strong straps as well. So although it's hand-dyed yarn and it's really, really soft, it's very, very strong. And you know, it's a bit of fun. So it's just a new hobby for me. So all my family are going to get key rings and lanyards and things from me this year for Christmas, maybe. But yeah, so they all sit in like my little bag, my little paper bag for now. And I've got a number of them, and a couple that I dropped. So I've got another one that I dropped. But like, I've got a few of them. I'm enjoying making them. Once you've warped it up, it's actually quite good TV weaving. I was going to call it TV knitting. It's not knitting at all, is it? But yeah, I love it. It creates this really smooth surface, and it's quite a fun thing just to attach to your keyring. Yeah, sorry if you can hear that. That is somebody beeping out the front and making a bit of noise, but it's what happens when you live in a cul-de-sac. And yeah, so I don't think I'm going to go on too much longer because I think this is going to be just over an hour long. So I'm very sorry if I've rambled too much, but I hope you've enjoyed the episode. There will no doubt be more weaving in coming episodes. There are a few more finished objects that I would love to share with you, and I will get round to it. There's a couple that are over there that I'm just staring at and I love. And hopefully it won't be as long until the next episode. But thank you so much for joining me. There is no shop news at the moment. I am prepping for I've forgotten the name of it then, the Summer Wool Festival, which is happening in Ampthill at the end of July. That is basically taking over the old Fibre East, so it's the same venue, but it's different people running it, and it should be really good fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but yes, so I'm prepping for that. I think that I'm just talking and talking, and I think that I probably need to go. You probably have had enough of me. It was really nice to record. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit more professional than this one. And hopefully again, not too far in the future, but we shall see. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.